Hello, everybody, dear colleagues. Welcome to ICSE 2021. I'm really happy that at long last, this day has come. Unfortunately, me in an empty room speaking in front of a screen is not at all what I had foreseen for ICSE opening in Madrid. But I guess that for a year and a half now, we have all been living in a diminished and adverse reality that no one had reckoned with. The worst thing is that many of us have worked 10 times harder to prepare an event that will surely be only half as enjoyable as a physical conference. Anyway, it's no use sitting around bemoaning what might have been. We have to make the most of what we have, so let's try and enjoy this year's virtual ICSE. Working with a new environment like CloudR has been a huge challenge, as it has often meant and does mean doing things in a completely different way to what we all authors, presenters, session chairs, keynote speakers, and as organizers are all accustomed to. I would therefore kindly ask you to bear with us and our CloudR teething problems. Before moving on to discuss some of the details of the virtual conference, let me share with you a milestone of which we are very proud, and hopefully you know this. 2 months before ICSE, links to camera-ready versions of all tracks papers were openly available via the conference website. Huge thanks to all authors who self-archive and then share their links with us. ICSE will be held over a 4-day period from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Central European Summertime. According to this schedule, attendees in most time zones will be able to participate synchronously in at least half of the conference. Besides, as the conference will be recorded and broadcast over the following 12-hour period, attendees will also be able to view what happened over the previous 12 hours. So, all the technical sessions and their associated live Q&A are recorded and broadcast during the mirror. If you wish to talk to the authors, just join the discussion room associated with that specific paper. It is up to the authors whether they are present in the rooms during the mirror or not. Some networking activities and panels will be live during the mirror schedule. We have made every effort to give you the feel of a physical conference, featuring social and networking activities to give us all the chance to interact with colleagues, as well as cultural activities to give you a taste of Madrid and Spain. Let me move to the slides to show you some figures and so share screen and data about, let me see, about the conference. Here we are. Well, this is Madrid, main square. Wish you were here. Okay, let's go. Let me start by acknowledging of support to all our sponsors. Thank you very much. Let me do this. Yeah. So participation, we have over 1,700 in this main conference. We had last week in the collocated events over 1,300, and next week with workshops we have also over 1,300 registrants. The total number, head countings without the duplications of people who registered to the 3 events or a couple of them, we go over the 2,000 attendees, which is a record. Is first time ICSE goes over the 2,000 registrations. And we have participants from all over the world. In fact, for instance, also in the authors submitted to the different tracks, we have people from all over the world, the 6 continents. Here we have a lot of students. Over 40% of the registrations are students. Regarding age, the majority of people is between 20-something and 30 many. And regarding gender distribution, we have a 20% of female over almost 55% of males, and as you see, 25 of people that prefer not to answer. Okay, this year we have deployed a one-role policy to reinforce diversity in ICSE. According to this policy, nobody could participate in more than one committee, including the organizing committee. I would like to thank, again, all the chairs for the big effort they did to make to roll out this policy. It was really painful, I know. We identified several duplications. Chairs had to go out and find new members for their committees. So at the end, forming the committees got much more time than usual. But the results are promising. Here you see we have in the overall all committees over 35% of women versus 60-something of men. And also the diversity, geographical diversity of organizing committee and program committees is better than previous years, more balanced. We have in the overall over 45% of Europeans, 30% of North American, 11% of Asia, 6% of South Americans, over 5% of Oceania, and over 1% of Africa. So let me go for about the program. This year we have 6 keynote speakers, one of them from the educational track, and we have 2 awardees talks. Every keynote lasts for 15 minutes, and 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes of questions and answers, and a networking activity we call Meet with Elaine or Meet with Prem. That is half an hour in a discussion room with the mic and the camera switch on, so you talk to the speakers as in the corridors or hallways of a physical conference, hopefully. So these are our 6 keynote speakers. These are our awardees. Notice that Prem appears here. We chose him as keynote speaker before he was awarded, so his talk will be a little longer. Rather than having 2 talks, one as keynote and one as awardee, we will have a 45 minutes talk for Prem. Well, sorry. Yeah, regarding the program, we have blended in sessions all the tracks except the educational track that has its own sessions. We have like 4 or 5 parallel sessions of these blended sessions. Notice that the town hall is in a different position than usual. It's the last day of the conference, only a few hours before the closing. We have also 7 technical briefings. Thank you very much, all the speakers, for submitting your technical briefings. And about the program, you have a PDF program in the landing page of CloudR and in the website under the program menu. And in every event, you have a link there. I mean, if you click and you are previously logged in CloudR, it goes directly to the room. So let me advise that you use the PDF or the web program to reach easily the different events. As you see here, the blended sessions are interleaved with some networking sessions. And we have a couple, in every day, we have a couple of breaks of between 15 minutes and 45 minutes, and small 5 minutes breaks that you can see like these blank spaces in the PDF program, or in CloudR, you can see them, I mean, they are as events. We play in those cases broadcast some videos of Madrid set to Spanish classical music, so you get a little bit of the mood as if you were here. We have several social and networking activities. Thank you very much, Joe and Alexander, for organizing these community building events. Also, thanks to Sebastian and his team for all the other networking activities. So we have, for instance, another platform, GatherTown, where you can go and interact virtually with avatars, etc., and enjoy there. We keep the running in the website. We explain how it works, a type of virtual physical running, and there will be an event where we explain it. We have some yoga to relax of 12 hours in a row of conference. Bookable events is how we call several projects or co-located events or different initiatives have booked half an hour. All networking activities are half an hour, a half an hour activity to explain their ideas. Also a couple of or three events or that taking a coffee with Arian Tao, the technical track program committee co-chairs, and another one with Daniela and Andreas, the next year technical track co-chairs. And as I said, we have some cultural events. We have every day has an event about today is a 20 minutes guitar concert, twice but different flamenco class and party of half an hour, or a virtual walk around Madrid. Well, hopefully you enjoy them. And big thanks to all the people who has been involved in organizing ICSE. As you see here, they are big numbers. Thank you very much to the 72 organizing committee members. We have over 90 applications as student volunteers when they already knew it was virtual. So thank you very much for helping us. If we sum up all the main conference committee members, that goes almost to 500. And if we add all the co-located and workshops committee members, that's a huge amount of people. So that's all. Now I pass the mic to the technical track program committee, to Arian Tao. And let me see.
If you unshare, then we
exactly.
will share.
I was. Yes, that's it.
And there we go. Tao, I think the floor is yours. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the discussion about the technical track. My name is Arie van Deursen, and Tao is my program co-chair. Tao, if you wish, you can turn on your camera and your mic. Let me welcome you to the technical track and share a few details with you about that track. So first of all, a bit about the program committee. There were 159 program committee members, and they all worked very hard to select a good program for you. When composing the program, we try to select a team with the right mix of expertise. And that is actually quite hard because it is about the expected set of papers, and you don't know exactly what the actual set of papers will be. But the expertise was, of course, a key ingredient. Another thing that we took care of was to be representative for the software engineering research community. So we tried to take geography into account, which sort of reflected the expected submissions and presence. So North America, Europe, Asia, and others, 40, 30, 20, 10%. Academia, industry, 90 or 10%. We worked hard to get a good percentage of female compared to male participants. In the PC, had around 40% women. And of course, we wanted a mix of experienced PC members and plenty of first-timers. And for the last, to find those first timers, we gratefully use the SIGSOFT self-nominations. So if you're ever in doubt about whether to self-nominate or whether to nominate someone else, please use these SIGSOFT self-nominations. Well, all these people who accepted to serve on the PC did so in November or October 2019. So that was way before the COVID-19 pandemic even existed. And I think few of them realized how hard the year would be and how hard it would be to mix in all the effort required for the reviewing. So a huge thank you to all the PC members who managed to find the time to commit to the duties that they committed to in 2019. So thank you very, very, very much. Tao, if you are available, please feel free to chime in. I think Tao is having some connection problems. We see the picture, but we don't hear anything. Or camera problems. There you are. Do you want to join the conversation, Tao?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, great. Yeah, I don't know why I have some connection problem for enabling my microphone and camera. Yep. Thank you very much. This year we have a grouping or clustering of the small topics into 7 key areas. As shown, we have 7 key areas. Next slide, please. And for each of the key areas, we have something new here to help us to scale up our reviewing tasks. Particularly for each area, we appoint a chair, shown on the slides for the AI and software engineering. Dongmei Zhang from Microsoft Research serves as the area chair. For testing and analysis, and the Morris from Aarhus University serves as the area chair. And for empirical software engineering, Tom Zimmerman from Microsoft Software Evolution, Rory Pollock from University of Delaware. Social aspects of software engineering, Daniela Damien from University of Victoria. Modern design, Zijin from Peking University. And dependability, as Eric Borden from Paderborn University. I will turn the stage to Area for discussing the submission situation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tao. Yeah, so we received 615 papers written by around 2,000 authors, and many of these papers were written in spring, submitted in the summer, also during COVID-19. So thank you again for working so hard on your papers, for submitting them, and for trusting us to come with a fair judgment. So thank you to all authors in the audience, everyone. Thank you for submitting, very much appreciated. In the end, the program committee accepted 138 papers. And this actually is the highest number of accepted papers ever, as far as I can tell. And the acceptance rate is 22.4%, and that is sort of in line with previous years when it was 21% for the past 2 years, and before that a little below 20%. So we are very happy with this acceptance rate, and great to see that 130 papers could be accepted. Here we see the distribution of the papers across the different areas, just to give you an impression. So you can see that empirical software engineering, AI, and testing analysis and evolution are the bigger areas, whereas social aspects, requirements, and dependability are a little smaller. In gray, you see the percentages of papers that are at least in an area submitted. So we see, for instance, and in yellow, it is the accepted percentage of those papers. And you see the bars are sort of similar. For empirical software engineering, the submitted papers are a little, there are a little more papers accepted, and the yellow is a little longer. But for others, the yellow is a bit shorter. For AI, for instance, it's a little shorter. So, but this gives an impression of the size of the different areas. The review process may also be interesting to have a look at. So this is roughly the review process that we used in 16 weeks. We started in the first 2 weeks, the reviewers started with bidding. We as chairs looked at which papers should be desk rejected. Some of them were written in Spanish, for instance, and that was a reason to desk reject them. Assignments, and we made assignments to reviews based on the bidding. Then once there were assignments, the actual review writing started, and this was a period of 7 weeks when the reviewers were working like, well, very hard in order to get their reviews done. And they succeeded, most of them succeeded well in time, and for those cases where it was not in time, there was actually a valid reason, and we managed to solve this. Then in week 9, we had a check on the review quality, a check on the expertise, whether there was sufficient expertise for each paper, and the reviewers compared their author questions to make sure that the relevant questions were indeed asked. Then there was 2 weeks opportunity for review improvements, and optionally some extra reviews were done. Then the author response came, where the authors could respond to the reviews, to the 3 or sometimes 4 reviews they received. And then based on that, the reviewers started engaged in discussion, tried to reach consensus about whether the paper should be accepted or not. And then in the end, the last week, the chairs finalized the decisions for the meta reviews. But in actuality, most of the discussions were already drawn to conclusion by the reviewers themselves. And the chairs and area chairs themselves only had to finalize, well, a dozen or so. So that was doable. In total, 1,800 reviews, 550 meta reviews written, 10,000 comments. So the reviewers, the PC, worked very hard here. Thank you again for your hard work here. And normally we would have this room with 1,000 people. The PC would stand up and they would receive their acknowledgements. Now we do this via the camera and the laptop. Applause indeed. Then another principle that we used this year was in the reviewer process, we had 10 eyes per paper. This means that each paper received at least 3 reviews. Then for each paper, there was a 4th PC member who served as the moderator. And the role of the moderator was to guide the discussion towards a consensus, to summarize and to make sure that the different opinions lead to a clear conclusion, and in the end, write the meta review. Furthermore, for each paper, there was one area chair who oversaw the process, and an area chair typically had like 80 or 90 papers under their overview. So that's a little more than some of the PC members. They checked for consistency across papers, guide difficult decisions, and ensure that eventually a decision is made indeed. Okay, so that's the reviewer process. Then we also had a number of best paper awards, ACM 6 of distinguished paper awards. With 130 papers accepted, we were allowed to have 10% of them. So here are the 13 papers that receive a best paper award, and one of them receives the ACM Europe Council Best Paper Award as well. These will be awarded in the award ceremony later today. Then we also have a number of distinguished reviewers, reviewers who, well, did an outstanding job compared to the rest, who were very actively engaged, who wrote serious reviews. So thank you very much to these distinguished reviewers. And again, they will receive their award later today, Thursday, during the award ceremony. So thank you to all these excellent reviewers. Then that is it from my side and from our side. And that means that we are done with the opening session. So thank you again on behalf of Taal, on behalf of Natalia, and on behalf of all of us. We hope you will enjoy the program, and please, there is a lot to choose from. So please go around, pick things, have chats, and pretend you're in Madrid, and enjoy your local food. I give the floor back to Natalia.
No, that's all. We did it on time. Remember that CloudArk cuts the events if you don't do it, and we were afraid that it cuts us in the middle of. So we tried to be a little bit shorter. So now you have 5 minutes to deciding which session to join. Yeah, I agree with Ari. Try to enjoy it. It's not the same thing than being here in Madrid, but you will have some flamenco that you can even dance at your living room. Okay, bye everybody.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.